Hey, it's Todd Newton, the tattooed traveler. And ask anyone, they'll tell you there are three things I love in this world. I love my family, I love my pets, and I love my tattoos. And I'll do anything to preserve those things. When it comes to my tattoos, I only use the best tattoo aftercare products on the market, Mad Rabbit Tattoo. Mad Rabbit Tattoo products are made with natural and organic ingredients. They hydrate and restore that vibrant coloring. Oh, you'll feel like you just got that tattoo. When my artist Pops Leatherman gave me my pink flamingo tattoo here, I immediately ordered the tattoo aftercare set. I got the soothing gel and the tattoo balm. Really great stuff. Smells good, too. Go to madrabbit.com, and when you check out, use the promo code TheTattooedTraveler. You will get discounts only available to the Toddcast listeners. madrabbit.com. Use the promo code TheTattooedTraveler at checkout. And listen, they've preserved more than 2.8 million tattoos. Yours should be among them. madrabbit.com, and use the promo code TheTattooedTraveler at checkout. Thanks.
Welcome to the host with the most, Toddcast. And now, direct from the Razzle Dazzle Studios, here's the tan, tattooed connoisseur of conversation, Todd Newton.
Talking about kids working and earning money over the summer, have you seen what the going rate for babysitters is right now?
No, and I'm afraid.
I mean, you and I are both past the point where we pay babysitters, but...
Yeah, now I am the babysitter.
Right. Yeah, right. But I remember when my kids were young, what was it, maybe $10 an hour? $12 an hour?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Well, there's this website called Urban Sitter, and it has just put out its 12th annual babysitter rates survey. And it kind of reveals what the average hourly rate is in bigger cities across the country. And I think a lot of parents are probably going to be taken aback by this. I mean, you listen, mom and dad need date nights. And sometimes work things come up where you need to get a sitter. But good Lord, you really got to want a date night if you're going to pay this kind of money. Because listen to this. So there's been a 9.7% increase from last year. The rate for babysitting one kid is $22.68. This is the average across America. $22.68.
For that price, I couldn't afford the date.
Right. And if you have two kids, which, let's face it, a lot of people do, it's $25 an hour for babysitting two kids. Now, San Francisco, no surprise, tops the pay scale at $25 an hour. Then the next city, and this is what blew my mind, the next city on the list is Reno, Nevada.
Reno?
Comes in at $23.23. Now, Reno, they call it the biggest small town in the world, you know?
Yeah, been there before.
I have too.
Seen the sign, took the picture. Yes, okay.
That's it. Reno is number 2 on the list. Reno, the average hourly rate for a babysitter is more than it is in New York City, more than it is in Los Angeles, more than it is in San Diego. How do you figure that?
They must be counting on some gambling winnings. You're going to sit for me while I go gamble, and then when I come back, I'll split it with you.
I guess. But look at...
I don't know.
I mean, look at this. So let's say a couple wants to go out to dinner. They're going to be gone a couple of hours, 3 hours maybe. And and they, the dinner is $150, $200. If you're gone 3 hours, that's another $75 for the babysitter. Who can afford that?
You ain't getting no dessert and you ain't drinking.
No. I mean, that's a lot of money, but you got to do it because you got to have somebody reputable watching your kids,
Right.
And
what happens if you decide to go to a concert together and the concert runs long?
Oh, yeah. Like, what if you go see Bruce Springsteen? It's 3.5 hours that he's on stage. Plus, you got to get there an hour early. It's going to take you at least an hour to get out. Man,
Well, what happens if you don't have enough money to pay the babysitter? Do they keep your kids?
Right.
Because if that's the case, I'm like, you know what? Go for it.
Oh, man, I got a babysitter story I'm going to tell you. I had forgot. I blocked this out. I'll tell you that next. Talking babysitters. What do you pay yours? Send us a text, 954-839-TODD. Curious as to how much it costs you. 954-839-8633.
Let's get back to the talk that will keep you talking. This is the host with the most, Toddcast, with Todd Newton.
Babysitters are expensive, man. And these texts that are coming in, Maria, I mean, this is right on par. This is what people are paying now. I had no idea. No idea.
It's crazy.
David said he pays his babysitter $15 an hour. But she does all right because she babysits all the kids in the neighborhood. He lives in a subdivision, so she's probably doing all right, that girl. On this list here, the cheapest cities for babysitters are Springfield, Missouri at $11.35 an hour, and Oklahoma City at $12.76. Tell you what I would do, man, if I'm living in Springfield, Missouri, and I'm a teenager, as soon as I hit 18, 19, I'm heading to Reno. I'm heading to Reno, and I'm doing what I do, and I'm making twice as much. I mean, that's bizarre. There's got to be ways to save money with a babysitter, right? You were mentioning a trade-off. I watch yours, you watch mine.
Yeah, this is where I'd have to be like an adult. I'd have to be a mother, and maybe I have one or two kids, and I can make friends with another person with one or two kids, and that we make a little bargain between each other. Look, I'll keep your kids Friday night so you guys can go out. You keep my kids Saturday night so me and my husband can go out.
Tawny just sent a text saying, "Isn't that what grandparents are for?"
Whoa. And yes.
Yes, it is, actually. Yes, yeah. And grandparents happy to do it too, man. Happy.
Oh, yeah.
Happy to do it.
And they'll keep them for the whole weekend.
Right. Crazy stuff. When I was a kid, I want to say I must have been 7 because I was in second grade. We lived in Kansas City for 1 year. My dad got transferred for work. And we got a babysitter one night. Her name was Teresa. I'll never forget her. She came to our house. She lived on our street. She came to our house. It was me and my little brother. Brother is 4 years younger than me. And she asked if we wanted to play in the basement. So we all went down in the basement. We had a bunch of stuff to do down there, ping pong table and games and stuff. And the doorbell rang, and she ran upstairs. And a couple minutes later, she yelled down from the top of the stairs, "All right, you guys just stay down there, okay?" And she shut the door, and she locked it. She locked us in the basement. And it turns out her boyfriend came over, and she locked us.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I remember, I don't know, I have no concept of how long we were downstairs. Could have been 30 minutes, could have been 2 hours. I don't know. I don't remember. But when she unlocked the door, we were pretty worked up about it. And and she told me to not tell my mom and dad, which was the worst thing she could have said.
Oh, God, yeah, they're gonna hear this first thing through the door.
And they did. As soon as she left, I remember my dad drove her home, and when he came back, I told him what happened. He went right back, and I don't know what he did, but she was never our babysitter anymore. I can tell you that much. But I would have loved to have heard how my father handled that because. Oh
boy! And I bet he made sure that her parents heard every word.
Well, that was back in. Listen, that would have been 77, 78. That's when people handled things on their own. You know, that's
right. You didn't call in a lawyer or the police or whatever. No, I went and talked to your parents.
That's right.
Talk to my parents if I did something.
That's right. That's when one dad knocked on the door and wanted to speak to the other dad out in the driveway. And that other dad better handle it too, or else he's going to have to answer to the first dad. You know, that's just the way things were done, which in my opinion.
Or even worse, he'd have to answer to the mom. Now what?
Thank you for keeping the art of conversation alive. For more Todd, visit ToddNewtonOnline.com. And don't forget to rate and review the show today. The Host with the Most Toddcast is produced by the Host with the Most, LLC. All rights reserved.